Okie dokie. Should be ready to start now. So, gonna look over here. Proper music, as always with... Hang on a second. Yeet. There we go. I don't like the hair getting too much in the way of chat. Or really at all, if I'm being so honest. But yeah, proper music. They're great, they're lovely, and they sound good. Other than that, we're working on my wizard game today, which hopefully will have... So, I am gonna need to remember how things work. I don't remember what I was up to. So if I just click play right now, what do we got going on? Got our inventory here. Cool. Oh, okay. So I was working on making this like an actual thing that you could use. At the moment, the save and quit button doesn't seem to work. That I guess makes sense because I don't know how to make it save and quit yet. But yeah, that's the basic idea, is that you drag one of the scrolls from your inventory into here, and then it would oh whoops, oh, same thing. Yeah, you drag a scroll into there, and then you're able to edit it, and then you click save and quit, and then it'll save the things you put into the scroll. So yeah, that's tricky. That's quite tricky, actually. I actually should, for now at least, until I figure out exactly what I need to watch a tutorial on, I'm gonna leave the music going. Gonna turn it down a tad, just so it doesn't, so it's not like a huge thing. Just so, you know, it'll be there. What we need then is in scroll workstation. So I guess... So, we need to basically invent a way of saving the scroll data. Alright? Now, luckily for me, each particular object is... I see we have a select scroll. This is for dragging and dropping the scroll into the area, right? So what I need is... So this one basically just does all the things that we need it to do, you know? Luckily for most of these things we can just do the basic blocks, but there's a lot of runes I haven't put into this yet. I actually have my book here, my home, I suppose you could call it, that has all the currently existing ones. And out of all of them, currently, it looks like, so laughing. So yeah, we've got, it looks like 2 pages. 2 pages so far. Out of, let me see how many I've got that I just filled with these runes. Maybe 3 pages. Well, we'll assume it's 3 pages. Out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-ish. So there's a lot of these things that I'm gonna have to put in here, which does make it a little bit tricky. And it's like my dad said, when you think that you need to use regular expressions, you've got 2 problems, you know? The first is that you're using them, and the second is that you need to use them. But if I could have it, It would be very convenient. Now, that's not the point right now. We are not working on. Right now, the point is not to figure out how to do that. Well, actually, one thing I would like to do, and I know this is completely irrelevant right now. So I would like it if this label, hi there, Just Games. I hope you're having a good time. OMG, Godot. Yeah, I'm using Godot because it is good. It's much easier than programming my own thing. I can show you what I've got so far. It's not like impressive or anything, but you know, you can walk around and stuff. I've got a button assigned for you to focus, which is going to be to, you know, put mana into your spells and cast them and stuff. Then I can open an inventory and move these little things around, which is pretty neat. And close it again. And I can go over here, then you can drag a scroll here, and then once I get to saving them, you'll be able to bring one of these pieces into here, and then you'll be able to combine them and stuff, like so. It's not perfect in any tiny amount, but you know, we can do some interesting things, like I can do like that, and then cool, yeah. And then I can go like that, for example. So you can combine them to make different meanings. And at the moment, you can't save and quit because it doesn't work. How do you transition between 3D and 2D scenes? I'm technically not. If I press escape, it closes and goes back out to here. What's actually happening is if I look at the player, that's a UI element, right? So I have my UI, which is a control thing, and that's in 2D. So basically I have a script enabled so that when I press the button, it brings up the UI and stops you from moving around. Actually, I'm not sure if it stops you from moving around. I should test that. Well, actually, I should be able to test it just by opening up the inventory, right? Yeah, okay, so you can't move around when that's open. So that's how it should be. What I'm trying to figure out right now is how to make the thing save the thing. Because once you've done all your editing, you're going to want to keep your scroll the way you had it, right? And I don't know what these 12 things in the debugger are. Oh, it's just complaining at me. What's this? A signal press is already connected to a given callable control. I'm sure it doesn't matter. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, what I need to do... So, the first thing I want to do, I would really like it if this could... So what I'm gonna Google is how to make a child object. How to make a child object not rotate with the parent in Godot. Because that's what I want to do really quickly. Top level to true on the child X. And then adding new sibling node, remote transform 2D. So if I were to set child.topLevel equals true here, equalization, I guess I'd look in this script. So the label here Now let me see if... Oh wait, I guess that does have to be on start, huh? Or I guess ready is the same thing. You know how it is. Okay, now let me check if I spelled that right. It's underscore, okay. So if I were to... Hang on, where is my scroll editor? Here. So if I look here really quickly, oh, I didn't delete that bit? Silly me. If I try this... Oh. Yeah, I guess that would cause problems. I guess I'm no longer able to, open it independently, but that's fine. So, yeah, that's what I was worried about. Now it doesn't interact with that at all. But I need it to interact at least a little. So it moves around with it, it just doesn't rotate with it, you know? It does suggest subtracting the rotation of the parent, right? But I can't do that because I make it point to this, make it point at the mouse, and so I don't actually know if I know for certain whether or not that works. I also don't know what printed that. It's been a little while since I worked on this. Let me see if a different poster somewhere might work. Godot will always link parents to a child. Maybe maybe it would work too. Whoops. If I look at the rotation right now, rotation is 0. So what would happen, my question is, if I go to physics process, then at the end of a frame, because this is called every frame, I just put in as label dot rotation equals 0. Now this probably won't work because it needs to be in some kind of... It's in radians by default, but it doesn't matter. It should work either way because 0 radians and 0 degrees are the exact same thing. So, set rotation, I guess, because we don't want to make sure that works. Oops, don't need an underscore there. Set rotation value is the set. Oh, right, can't do that. I've kind of made things a little bit connected. So it's a little bit hard to do things independently of each other at the moment. That is correct. I did not remove from the ready block. This is on the top level. And it needs to be removed from there, or else it will just not care what I have to say. So, in short, it didn't work. Equals 0, perhaps? Oh, that's right. I keep on pressing this out of habit. Doesn't quite work like that. Well, that doesn't work either. Okay. Maybe pivot offset is what I need to also look at. Maybe I do this. We'll just set this part in the on ready. Offset is size over 2. Alright, labeled dot. And then, yeah, so that should put it around the center. And then if I set the rotation, zero. Perhaps something like that. Invalid type and function set pivot offset and base label cannot convert argument 1 from integer to vector 2. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. I guess I set it as a new vector 2. And just like or maybe well, I'm sure 0 is 0 works. Doesn't matter. As long as I tell it to not rotate, basically. You know? Grr. Alright. What if... Would it break everything, do you suppose? If I were to do something as silly to make the label... Oh, but it has to be in here somewhere, doesn't it? Darn, okay. Here, let's look at what rotating does. Yeah, so it just does look at, and what does this do? Rotates, so its local plus axis points towards the point, which uses global. Should not be the same as position, or it will always look to the right. If rotating, do this, and label. I wonder if it would work to like... Rotation. Equals 0. I don't know if moving it up there will do anything. But you never know. It did not. Darn. Alright. Let's see. Remote transform 2D, huh? Don't know if that's a thing anymore. It obviously used to be. The way this is worded is a little bit weird, but... hum. Here, we'll just see if we can... What I think might be happening is when we set this rotation, so the rotation is 0 no matter what, but it's moving relative to the biggest, like the parents, right? So even though it's not rotating, then it's not rotating, but it's being rotated around the big thing. So I'm wondering if I can say label.rotation equals dot self.rotation minus dot rotation. No, so oops. What happens if I do this? Because now we're asking it to rotate the same amount. Will this make it rotate more? Okay, now it does a pretty neat dance, which is not quite what I want. I want it to always be vertical, even if it rotates around that with it. I just need to... hold that rotation instead of always 0. Hey, Grace! So instead of always being the rotation that we assign here, so it can't always be 0. I wonder if I could say dot look at if I could just always tell it to look at the bottom of the screen. Or maybe... maybe this would work, actually. Or at least let's see what happens, you know? Because... oh, that's right. Because anything could happen. We have no idea yet. Whoops. Gotcha. So the label does not know how to do a look at. Good to know. Dot rotation equals... so basically, if I rotate mine 90 degrees, right? If I've... if I go and I have my thing pointed 90 degrees, the mine would normally be so if that way would be 0, then I'd want it to be pointing downwards, right? So that it faces that way. And if rotating like this is 90, then I need to rotate this one by like 180 plus it, maybe? You suppose? I don't think... hey there, Sharky. You're cute. Oop. Oh, whoops, Mr. T there. So the problem now is that the location Did you get the reference? I did not, no. I apologize, I have no idea what you're talking about. So the rotation isn't working at the moment, but... So this changes the rotation to wherever this is pointing. So... Remember how I extended an A in your eye on it? Yeah. I mean, I don't go exactly like that, but I see what you're saying. You're adorable for that, you know. Right now? Oh, hint about a real name. No, it isn't. It is not a hint. You're being ridiculous. I think I do need to set the labels offset. Set position offset. Hang on. Pivot offset this one. There is an A in it, like the vast majority of other names. I don't know if it's majority. That's a good question. Whoops. We now know everything we need. That's true, you don't technically need to know anything else. Let me see. Anchor preset on label. Should be center, but I see how that's there. Pivot offset. Maybe her name is just A. Sure. How many pixels is this? Goodness. Okay, less than 500. 210 maybe? Okay. It is really just a popular vowel, you know? Just start calling her A? That's ridiculous. There's no point. My real name does. It be like that. So now if I do like this, I don't need to change the pivot offset in the script. And then... rotation equals... Let's see what happens if I have it also be self-rotate. At this point. Whoops. Wrong one. She didn't deny it. Wait, hang on. I didn't see it in time. I'm busy. That's mean to me. Grr. I'm denying it now. You are incorrect. Now what I'm seeing here is... You condone this behavior? How dare you? 1... 2... No, not cute. So what I'm seeing is every basically what you'd expect. When I have this equal that, because this is a child, it gets rotated twice. And so basically if I do... No. Oh, wait a second. If I just do negative self-dot rotation, maybe it cancels out? And I did the wrong one again. And I can take C back whatever I want, actually. There we go. That's what I was after. Now no matter how you rotate it, you'll still be able to tell what it says. That's exactly what I was after. Pretty happy about that. I'm surprised it took me so long to figure that bit out. Now back to the important part. Where is the save? Here's the save and quit button. Alright? And it doesn't look like I've got anything. It looks like I have this save, scroll, exit menu. It looks like I have the function linked into the script. But where? There's print exit. Okay, so does it do that? Also, what script is this? Scroll editor.gd. Okie dokie. It does, okay. So that's good. So that's... And it also looks like... This is what's printing there. So, instantiate rune specified by data. Save rune comment. This makes sense. This is exactly what I want to be doing. It's a good thing I set a to-do for myself so that I could find out what it was. Oh, hello, Falls. Let me make sure you get your Where Falls in Love. That's ridiculous. That's fun, though. Now let's give you the shout-out you deserve. Shout-out at Fall. There you go. Just as you deserve. Now let's see. I hope you had a good stream, by the way. Do everything you need to do to recover from that, because streaming can be tiring. What I'm working on doing is figuring out how I want to load in... Well, I guess saving will make sense to do first, right? So, first I suppose I want... When you click this button, I want it to print every rune that is currently on the screen, right? And so I need a way to get the things that are on the screen currently. In the rune placement area, this should, here, let me see. If I say print data, and then I click this button, if I were to just shrink rate that a little. Oh darn, I can't apparently get back in. Oh, that's too bad. Anyways. Okay. So I'm noticing two things were printed. Alright. But if I were to comment this out, would two things still get printed? No, it's just the one. That means that something else is printing this scroll editor bit. And I don't actually know what at the moment. So we'll just... Could it be that it's this one? It's probably that one, actually. Did I close that? Oh, whoops. I think I closed it. Yeah, okay, so there we go on that. That's good. Now... Let's see. It was here that I was looking at. So this prints a thing so that we can know what is here if we save a list, right? Because this placement area is a whole thing, you know? So if I say bar existing runes dict goals an empty array, and it'll do that when it's instantiated and such. Then when we drop this data in, well, no, it wouldn't be when we drop this data in, it'd be when, oh, also I love you too, you're adorable for that. If there is a thing, what is the thing? It'd be in draggable, wouldn't it? Maybe even draggable handler? No, I think... Let me see. So it'd be... So I need somewhere where all of these rune objects can have their IDs and such. So basically when you click this for rune in for rune in, let me see. Onready var area equals rune placement area. Rune area dot existing runes dictionary, not dict. That's a list actually. Now we'll print the rune. So I'll do that when we do that. And then let's count this out. We'll just say pass. So we don't have to worry about that for now. Then what I need to do is so in draggable, in fact over here, oh yeah, this already has the area as one of its things. So maybe not here though, because this mostly just keeps track of what's being dragged. In here, I want to say are things actually, when something's instantiated, is it instantiated as root node.addChild? Okay, so it'd be scroll editor, so that's fine. But over in draggable, I want to say where's my check combination here? In this draggable handler, no, this is only check now and then. Maybe I need another handler that does, no, I guess it would make sense to just use one. So, in the process, I want to say var list equals no, maybe. List equals, do these have a tag, what is it, group? Yeah. So these are in the zone global group. That's an outdated thing, I think. Is there anything else that's even in that group? Probably best not to mess with it just in case, but I can get all the nodes in this group, hopefully. If I look at the scroll editor, anything else in here that's in the zone group? Doesn't look like it. And here, the rune templates, yeah, the rune library templates are different objects from the thing, so they'd have different zone, or they wouldn't have the zone thing. So in the Draggle handler, I should be able to go get object. What was the thingy thing? Not there. Here. Get something in group. Get nodes in group. Zone. In fact, it's pretty much this. Exactly. You know? Except we're doing it here. Oh, but if I check every frame for all of the things, here, what I'll do. Oh, another array. That's pretty cool. So soon after the last one, I'm gonna make sure you get your shout out. The only emote I have. That's really silly of you, Taxling. Shout out. Taxling and Soren Dev. Soren Dev is the main one who did the raid, I shouldn't forget. Luckily, it's been more than 2 minutes, so we do have the opportunity to do the next shout out, which you very much deserve. What I was about to do, maybe not in Draggle Handler, I don't think that's the right place for it. I think what I need to do is say one on ready, right? So when this thing's instantiated, what I should do is I should go, hang on. So we're looking for scroll editor, maybe? So, rune area. I think I read that already, but yeah. Where was I? There's this is what I was after. So, yeah, what I'm thinking I want to do is maybe even just like remove this, and instead of rune area, I'm gonna do in the Draggle handler. And instead of rune area, it's gonna be called D handler. Existing runes list. Oops, didn't mean to control D. We'll save there. So basically, because these already have the these ones already have our Draggle handler, don't they? Yeah. They already have this one. So then... I can add them to the list. Dot existing rooms list. Dot append. Oh. Alright. Is that how the lists work in this? Yeah, so it is just dot append dot self. Okay. Then back up here. So basically, when this thing's added to the scene, it'll be in the list of the draggable things. Then I need to find where... queue free. Okay. It deletes it to be deleted. Okay. So I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna say handler dot existing runes list dot move, is it? I forget what the right thing in this language is. Currently dragged. There's no, but being dragged is a list here. No, okay. I'll just have to Google it, I think. Godot script, remove from list. It might be called arrays, it's the same thing. Methods, append, assign, clear, erase. Finds and removes the first occurrence of value from the array. Coolio. So we will go with erase then. So now it'll be removed from the list when it's deleted. That's exactly what we want. Then, after that, so now that we have it like this, we have an active list of everything that is currently in the scene. Or at least that is currently a rune in the scene. So if I go here, it should... So if I go here and I go like this, and like this, and then I click save and quit, we have one thing. And if I do it again, we have two more things. I am noticing though, that one of them is called draggable, and the other ones are called no 2D at this, that. I don't think that'll be a problem, because they both, we recognize the type and stuff. But... might be worth keeping in mind. Now, if I say rune dot rune ID now, and double check that I've done that proper because the variable might be called something else. Combined ID. Here, rune ID. So I did do that right. So in scroll editor, I have it like that. Do we now have so if I click this, we have an E and an A. Awesome. Awesome possum. If I click it now, we don't have anything, so it doesn't print anything. Okay. Well on the way to having it work. Then, what I'm gonna need after that is, so right now we just have a list of all the runes. But the problem with that is when runes combine, they'll still be counted twice, I think. Or will they? Let's test. Oh, it's also 10:30. Pop that there. Let's test really quickly what happens if I do combine them. Right? So yeah, it's still counting them separately. Which is fine. But one of my friends said they want to see you on the VC sometime. Sure, I can do that, depending on the time, and if I feel like it. We'll see, we'll see. I do calls with you mostly because I like you a lot, but in general, calls, I know about them. Well, I gotta figure out right now. What I've got to figure out is... Here, I'm gonna add another list here. Existing rune combo. And that'll be a different list. A different array. Then here... Let me see. When you put the rune down... No, let me see where we actually go and get the... So this is on input. Here. Once you've reparented, right? Once you've reparented the rune, we have the handler dot. So I'm gonna do it just the same with the existing combos, I think. Where once you're instantiated, you're automatically in that list. But then you'll be removed from it this time. So this one you get removed from. Huh? Oh, right, down here. So yeah, the parent rune. Wait. Yes. So if you're using the alt rune functions, then you'd reparent, you'd become part of the existing combo, right? No. I think it'll be better if instead of ever being in there unnecessarily, this would be the one that people are only in if they have children, basically. Adjust children position. I suppose I'm gonna say if parent rune is the same as the original parent. Wait, actually, maybe I'm checking that somewhere already. We'll look for the original parent. No, it doesn't look like I'm ever doing that. So, at the start of the frame, we'll say if your parent rune is the same as your original parent. Basically, if you're not in a combination is what that should mean. If No, I suppose it shouldn't matter. So at this point, if I can go if self not in behind I got existing ring combos append self, and then elif and no, I'm doing this mostly so it's a bit more readable. Self in the anime dot listing room combos. Erase self. Let's see if this works. Alright. So if I go over here, with these two lists, it should work just fine for me to go like this. I put 2 in here, there's 2. Then, pick up this one and combine it. We still have the 2. Okay, so that did not work, is my understanding. Alright. And why would that be? If I comment out this first one, so that they're only if okay, so I've obviously written this wrong. So right now, if the parent is the original parent, and it's not in there, and I think instead, what I ought to do... Oh, hang on. I need to use the bathroom. It's the 1 hour mark, so I have an excellent opportunity to take a quick break. So I'm gonna just, like, be right back, you know? And then, hopefully, I'll have good ideas. Yeah, see you in just a second. Hopefully this isn't inconvenient or anything. Okay, looks like y'all should be back now. I've had an idea. I think that basically my thought is that having each of these runes checking if they should be in this list is just too much, which is why we have to do it here in this, because this has access to all of them in the existing runes list, right? So maybe in the process, maybe not process. Maybe on your move from dragging. Maybe that's a good time, because then it's just every time you put something down, it'll check if there's anything in the combos that needs to adjust. Remove from dragging, yeah. So here would make sense. So what we'd do is we'd say for rune in existing runes list, if rune dot original parent equals rune dot is it called parent or parent rune? Let's check. It's called parent underscore rune. If they're the same, then add it to existing rune combo. Oh wait, also if you're not in existing rune combos, append rune, and then else, basically if its original parent isn't the current parent rune. Wait. The original parent will never change, but the parent rune starts out as null. So those will never be equal, actually. So instead I'll check if rune.parent rune doesn't equal, or if this equals null, else if rune in existing rune combos, oops, it will copy this, except with an erase command. Alright, and then in scroll editor, let's do this just how it was. So we have it printing A twice because it's both an existing rune and the current combo. Then if I have two separate ones, we have A, E, A, E. And if we go here, that looks to have not worked. Darn. Okie dokie. So that's tricky. So what's happening is they're not getting, the update isn't happening, basically. Unless it's not actually adding the right thing to it. If this is some nonsense about self-referential instance or whatever like that, where it's not getting the actual object reference, but just like making a copy of how it currently is when it's added, that would be super annoying. However, maybe part of the problem is that we're only checking that in the remove from dragging. Maybe, boy, because, hang on. Parent rune, if the parent rune doesn't equal null, starts by being null. If it's not null, you can append this. And this. I think the problem is that it doesn't update at the right time, you know? So instead of being here, maybe, whoops. I had no idea that it did that. Awesome. I thought I always had to click I had to activate it manually. But apparently I can just use my print screen button. I kind of did not think I could do that. If I put it in here, is this a mistake? I'm always a little hesitant about putting for loops in the frame update. We'll have two A's. A, E, A, E. Then if I just like, where's the clear? There it is. And if I combine them, A, E, E. So that did remove A from the list. Maybe here, I think combined rune ID is what I was actually looking for. So it did properly not print A twice, right? But we also need combined RID. Okay, not just rune ID, but RID. Then we'll just copy this to make sure. I don't want to get it wrong and have to come back here a bunch. In fact, we can do combined RID in both situations because it should just be itself if it doesn't have the combination, right? So let's test this. Just prints A. Prints AE. Then... oh. Okay. Hang on. Let me clear this and then click it again. So it prints A, then EA, and then EA. This is correct. This is what we wanted. Yes. So look. It prints it once in... so it prints EA and E of A in... for just the ones that exist. But then for the combos, it only prints this one. Right? Because that's the only one that exists. So that's exactly what we want. Congratulations, me. I've done it. Now we need it to go and get the inventory item that it got at the start. So instead of... loading the item, we'll pass for now. But now we basically know exactly what runes are on the scroll. That's good. So when we click the save button, we can basically save them to a text file. I mean, not necessarily actually a text file, but inventory item, and that would be data. But scroll editor, it's where am I actually select scroll, is that where I'm getting it? Let me see. Transfer scroll data. Dot emit. Transfer scroll data is at load scroll. Okay, so basically the data we get here is sent there. Alright? So we'll emit with data. And then if I print data, how's that look? How's that looking? Also, I would really like it if I could edit this on its own. So let me check. Oh, but it doesn't matter if I can, because then I can't check if the inventory things work. So that'll just be how that is. So that's the resource and comma 3. All right. So let me see. Resource this and then 3. It says of 0 dot name was how it was before, right? Yeah, so name is a property of that. And if I look at inventory item, name 0. So the 0 is this resource. So if I bleh. But basically, if I were to go here, in select, no, not select, scroll editor on save. If I go, var active scroll, then on load scroll, active scroll equals data 0, and then on save and exit, active scroll dot, because data 0 will already access the resource. And if I do dot data, dot append rune dot bind RID. Alright, same as is there. Then in the inventory, on update slots, I'm gonna send you some DMs about ideas I have for future plans. Okay, that's a good idea, Shaq, yeah. I just won't be able to get to them for a bit. I basically just need to make it so that if is open here. No way, I love you too. Here, I'm gonna say if is open, if input dot is action just pressed R click. Alright. Um, for item in slots, that's an array. Print item. Alright, so let's start with this. Oops, hang on. What we really needed was this. So it prints panels. Okay. I print item.getChildren. How does that look? Alright. Alright. That's tricky. Because in here, I'm not seeing the actual data. I'm seeing the inventory displays at the moment. Inventory items. Oh, I see. We're looking at the inventory then. To the preloaded thing. And what I would like to do is on ready inventory. Right? So that prints that resource. I say print inventory of 0. Just make that a string, please. Only a string or a string name can be used as an index. I don't know what you're talking about, bud. Right. Inventory dot items. Yeah? Okay. So a lot of these will be null, but some of those will be those resources. Okay. Then what if, so what I need is a way to change what's in the inventory, basically. Also, these are identical because they're the same type of thing at the start. That's a bit of a problem because if they're identical, it does make it a little harder to figure out. Um, I wonder if it'd work to say, let me see. Boy, oh boy. So obviously I'm gonna want scrolls to be just like one type of resource. That resource can have different things, you know, like the name could be scroll, for example. Hey, I'm wondering, what's my inventory like at the moment? We have them... Right. Oh, ran out of time on that. Let's go back. I just prefer this one. It's not that the other one's bad or anything, I just don't like change. I'm a little bit autistic like that. And by a little I mean I am diagnosed. Or am I? I'm never quite certain. All I know is that the school definitely knew. That's what I'm certain about. Where did I... Cause... Hang on. I think I need this to be type string, just like not set what they are at first. And then, did I have an inventory scene somewhere? Yeah, here. So... I think on playerdata.gd, I'm going to say, var inventory equals this, and then somewhere around here is this. It preloads the inventory here, but actually I want to do that in here instead. Oh, whoops. Darn. That's a bad habit of mine, is I accidentally press Control C when I need to press Control G. And then... I go back over here. On ready, I want to say... So I'm going to declare var inv. I'm going to say inv equals player data dot inv. That should work. So basically this can be where the inventory lives, quote unquote. Then I'll also add I'll also add a update inventory function. Inventory, and we'll have just like, you know, a thing in here, which will be basically just the different properties that we have here. The texture, I guess, will have to be set based on the name. But that's fine. Does this not work? Close the... Hello? Okay. Why doesn't that do what I expect it to? That's so weird. Well, I guess I'm not doing that like that then. No idea what that's about. Basically what I need to do is so here we get the data, like the actual item here. Actually, I wonder. It just has this as an array. But if we look here, this is at 3. And so I think that the second second property right? Because that was from 3. So this probably wouldn't work. But I think the second property there is... Oh, also, I need it so that when it closes... I need it so that when this closes... Hang on, yes, so... Visible equals false here. What I want on... I want to say... Select screen dot visible true. Alright. Basically, I'm trying to make it so that it actually resets when you close it, so that you choose a different scroll. Let's see if just that simple bit works. Okay. But it still doesn't allow me to drag and drop again. Which means... we set to mouse filter ignore here. Alright, and by default mouse filter is on stop. I think that's the issue. Or it might be anyway. So we're gonna copy this, go back up here. Equals mouse filter stop. Okay, so that works. Now let's check if it actually printed it twice. It did. Okay, perfect. So that's that figured. Now, the tricky part is, well, actually, let me double check. Yeah, so this second parameter here is that scroll's index in the inventory array. Right? You see how it's 3 and 11 and that's 3 and 11? That's a good thing, because that means that I can basically change the data, or I should be able to. I can go var scroll save data equals new and I don't know if that's how new works. You are so cool. Thank you. Is that how this works? Here, let me check the dot new. Godot making a instantiated resource. Also, sorry if I keep interrupting your train of thought. No, absolutely not. That's why I do this with people. I could do this all on my own. Don't have to stream it, but it's more fun if I have people to talk to. So let me see. Well, it should be fine. It should be absolutely fine. And then I think .new works. All right. Scroll save data. I'm gonna take a guess what I'm gonna say. I love you. Or at least that's what my thing would be. Dot name equals scroll. And let me check here. Yeah, the name here is scroll. Get out of my head. No! I refuse. Scroll save data dot data equals I guess we'd go... No, because I just want the rune combos here, so I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to say, set that there, then we'll make sure it's an array. Right, an empty array. Then for rooming that, we can say listing rune combos dot append rune dot combined RID. And so the data can now equal listing rune combos, because that's an array and that wants an array. And then dot texture equals let me see. Rune textures, yes. That should be fine. And then we make it null. And then we can say player data dot inventory, right? Because we've preloaded the inventory here. Dot inventory dot items at active scroll of 1 equals scroll save data. And then be able to just run close. Now, this could be big. Oh, whoops. Didn't expect it to shrink that much. This could be big. Let's see what errors we get. I put this here, and then I click save and quit. Invalid assignment property key texture with values string on a base object of type resource inventory item. Gotcha. Then I suppose we will just preload it. And I guess we might as well preload it here. Oops. Alright, and then we can say temporary triangle texture. We'll just go like so. Cannot assign value. Wait, hang on. We'll just make that an equals. Scroll editor now instead. Texture can be player data dot temp try texture. Let's retry. For some reason it says in menu, but I wasn't in menu. Where is this one? This is in player. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't be calling this from itself. Well, I guess, doesn't actually matter. Wait. No, that's the same. What I want is for this to do the thing. So let's see about. So if I'm able to go like this, right? I wonder if maybe I just need to like no. Gonna say close and then player dot in menu false. And then player is not declared. Blah. Okay, fine. How did I do this on the UI? I guess I didn't. But maybe scroll editor. I can take this. No object, darn. So I can't because that's a little bit of a locally thing. What if I say, what here allowed it to emit the thing? Signal there, okay. So I'm gonna say that we have the signal to, the exit button closed. And we can emit here. Alright. The button closed to emit. And does that work the same here? That should. Okay, so now I go here. The button closed. And we can connect that here. Where'd that go? Here. Then we say in menu equals false. Then the menu is false, and then we should have no problems just closing this ourselves. Alright. Then when we're loading this, I want to active scroll 0 dot data. Yes, that should be a thing I can do. Okay, it's empty right now. And I save and quit. Walk around a bit, do my wizardy things, and go back. That's still there, and it shouldn't be. But if I then go like this, it's there! Okay, that's awesome. That is super awesome. Now we need to make sure that the whole thing clears every time we close it. Alright. So then that'd be over here that we go to. Do we have Draggle? Yeah, so... let's go the handler dot... Well, actually, we don't need to clear anything here because this just always sets itself. Yeah? So we shouldn't need to worry about this. What we need to worry about is on close here. For child in get children. If child dot is in group zone, then dot queue free. So this should just delete all of them once it's like that. Alright. Save and quit. Invalid to access to property or key parent rune on base object of type previously freed. I see. Here. Okay. So what I want to do then is what I thought I was going to want to do. Is I'm going to want to say... because pressing the button is last. Or closing is last. So we'll already have gotten the data we need from it. Key handler dot existing runes list dot clear. Hang on. Removes all elements from the array. Alright, cool. So, and then we can also say the handler dot existing rune combos dot clear. So that should take care of that for us. Ho ho. Okie dokie. So, I mean, honestly, like, one of the last few things we need to do is put the runes back in there, right? Right. That's exciting. That's quite exciting, because now we almost have our way of saving the runes, right? And then basically while you're playing, like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to save things more permanently when you power off or whatever, exit the game, save and quit, all that good stuff. But we almost have it so that you can edit runes, close the editor, and then edit more later. That's pretty exciting. Alright. Now, on load data, I want to... do you instantiate? Here, Let me see. So what I need to do is essentially for rune in actor scroll 0 dot data, then over here I wonder, because this is where we have been I mean, technically, we could save the positions as well, part of the rune or the inventory item type. No, as part of the data, really. Scott, can we've done 0 today, Raina. So that would be part of the data. Alright. So if I make it so that when you're appending this, we can make this an array, the RID and rune dot global position. Up there is the issue, kind of, but not especially. So I'm gonna use rune placement. I'm going, like, we already have the draggable handler here. It'd be kind of nice if I could combine the draggable handler and the rune placement area, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm just gonna use this though. Alright. Function. No, it just feels right to use the rune placement area for this, right? Func. Instantiate from role, and we want a string, just the RID, and location, or I guess vector 2 location, print RID. What does this mean? Sends panel. Hang on. Expected closing after function parameters. The parentheses are closed. Defining a function, not when calling one. Okay, well that's for calling it though. This one's talking about call argument. Let's see if it helps. Let's Let's see. I don't know. I wonder if I need to do it the same way that's done. Ah. So that's a little bit different than what I'm used to in other languages and such. Specifically Python. You do it like that. But for now, we'll do it like this. Then in scroll editor, I'm gonna say mat on ready for placement area equals bada bing bada boom. Room placement area. Then we go placement area dot. I've forgotten already. Instantiate from scroll. Yes. Rune 0. Rune 1. This should be correct, alright? Because scroll 0.data is printing out all of these things. And when I'm making it now, I'm making a little array, 0 and 1, the ID and the position. Alright. Clear. So this ought to just work. I actually should put something in there. Okay. So, right, so this here, that'd be from here. Printing both of those. Awesome. So. Our new rune equals rune template dot instantiate. Now, do I have the ability to? I guess I can just set things in a second. It doesn't matter at all. So we set this here. Then new rune dot rune ID equals RID. Then new rune dot global position equals location. Then root node dot add child. New rune. Okay, awesome. Now, I mean, this is kind of exciting because it could just work. I'm gonna add these 3 things at different spots. No. Oh, wait, but it's a really silly little spelling mistake. So, boing, boing, boing. Ha! Yippee! Okay, okay, and then if I do... I mean, if I just, like, you know, just for fun, walk around a bit, do whatever the heck I want, come back here. Oh. Well, access. Okay, now this is interesting. Property or key E with E of A. Basic type dictionary. Fascinating. So, variable shaped data with the rune ID. Variable shaped data. Okay, fascinating. Ah, I understand. Okay. So this is a result of me simplifying things a bit. Basically, okay, yes. That makes sense. So basically, I've just got to make it deconstruct in every individual piece. Alright? So... yeah. Basically. This is the hard part. I might not get to this tonight, but I'm gonna make another function here. Or, well, here. Might be a good idea. Alright, because what the problem we're running into there is that it's trying to find the picture of the rune we're looking for. And it can't find it because it doesn't exist, right? It's not in the dictionary yet because I have only the simple pieces of it. And then it's supposed to instantiate each individual part. And right now, it's just instantiating the entire thing at once, which doesn't work because it's in parts. So what I need to do is actually let me see. Basically, in the existing runes, rune dot rune ID. Alright. Where do I set the rune ID? Because we have the combined one. Rune ID is there. Here. It's there. So basically, right now, it doesn't work because it can't instantiate all the pieces at once. But instead of appending it like this, well, let's leave this like that. The problem is that, no, I think I do just need to disassemble the combo to get the pieces. Alright. No, because I'm gonna want it to save the way they're combined as well. So... I wonder if... Yeah, position. It's a local thing. So here, I wonder if I should instead go position regular. Alright. And then existing runes list. And then we're also going to make var whoops. Combo. And then we're gonna leave combined RD and global position here. Alright. We're basically gonna make this way more complicated than it needs to be, I assume. Because what I want to do, rune combos equals this. And then, let's see. So that'll get everyone that's in the rune combos. But then, existing runes list dot append. Then here I want to say rune dot rune ID, comma, rune dot position instead of global position. And then oh, whoops. And then the data here, instead of existing rune combos, is going to be an array. The existing rune combos and existing runes list in it. So now, it's a lot more complicated, because now we've got how many things are nested here? Goodness. So we have 2 here, then each of these will have 2 for each rune. So there's quite a few properties to sort through. I think we're actually just going to want to make it into 2 separate properties to keep things simple. Which is a little sad, because it's not gonna... It probably won't want to play nice with me. Rune data is an array. Or var combo data is another array. Alright. Dot rune data. This one can be the existing runes list. Then roll save data dot combo data equals existing rune combos. Alright, so now there should be no issue with that part. Then when you load it, you get the data. Then we're going to want to placement area dot instantiate from scroll active scroll 0 dot rune data active scroll 0 dot combo data. Alright. So that should be that. And then up here in the placement area, where'd it go? Here. Instead of these, we will need I think we're going to want just call this array, then combo data is another array. Okay. Print rune data, print combo data. Okay, so let's see what works right now. I put like 3 things in here. Save and quit. Open it up again. Okay, good. Then if I were to have 3 things like this instead, how's that gonna look? Okay, so that's what I want, yes. That is absolutely what I want. So now what we have is basically exactly how things should be every single time. So, first, we're going to want to instantiate with the rune data. For every rune in the rune data. Alright. Which for this would be 1, 2, 3. Right? Var new rune equals this. Then new rune ID instead will be rune of 0, it looks like, because 0, 1. Then rune.global position equals rune 1, right, because 0, 1 as a vector 2. I hope that gets saved as a vector 2. If it doesn't, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it will work anyway. I'm sure it will know what I want. And I will say... I did tell it here, and I want regular position here. Yes. That's actually exactly how I want it. Actually, I'm gonna say position instead of global position. Because it won't make much of a difference until it does. Then we go root node dot add child new rune. Alright. Then that'll get us the positions and everything we need for all the runes in the scroll. Then for combo in combo data. Alright. So this basically guarantees that we can get all the pictures correctly. We are looking for basically we need it to deconstruct the combo, which is a little bit trickier. Runedict dot deconstruct combo of 0 actually, so that we don't have to bother with the coordinates just yet. So I need to make the deconstruct method. It should be a string. Alright. Oh boy. So basically what I'm gonna want is if so we're gonna look for so the combo is technically already a list of characters, but we're gonna want to make another one, I think. R. Right? Why do I keep pressing P there? For character in the combo. And we are sending a string to it, yeah? For combo and combo data, send it combo 0, which should be the string. Okay. Then we're going to say list dot end char. Alright, so now that we have every character. Well, that's probably actually not the most helpful because it's already a list of characters. And we'll just say list for every character in the list. Alright. We need to perform the check to see, basically to see if actually we should have the combo as a string and then the total runes as an array. Right, then here what I want is rune data so now we'll have the rune data, which will basically have, well, hang on. It'll be fine. We'll just remember that we have to deal with all of the different parameters in there. The total rune equals, here, I'm gonna look up list constructor, or array constructor in Godot, so I can just do this quicker. Okay, well, maybe that's a bit complicated for right now. But if I make this just an array, then for rune and total runes, rune list dot append of 0. So like there, there, and there. Then we can say if the character is in the rune list, right? Because that'll give us the unique IDs for each one. Well, no, because we don't need to know if it is. We don't need to know what they are. Right? It may still prove useful to have that. But what we're needing is a way to show that we know what the parenting should be, basically. And for that, this will give us an array, I think. So for every character in this list, we're going to want to check its relation. Well, let me check really quickly. So every character in the list tells me how to combine them. So I just need to communicate that to the thing so that it knows. Do I need to be doing this here? Because I already have technically that same information here. I basically need to reconstruct a tree, a parenting tree, with this data. Okay. Maybe we delete this for now. Alright. First thing is that the scale I actually also need for each rune. Right, and that is just a regular property, isn't it? Scale.x, scale.y. Yes. So for individual runes, maybe not the combos, just the runes though. Rune.scale. Let's see if that works. That's probably a vector too or something like that. But I should be able to just say scale here equals scale there. For now we'll say global position here. Right? Then here. Like, does this work, for example? Yes. It does, and it just separates them after returning. And I expected that entirely. The scale, I forgot to apply for that. But here, Neuron.scale equals 3. No, not 3, 2. 0, 1, and 2. Alright. Whoops. Some weird stuff happens. Good to know. Yeah, so the only issue right now is that it separates them when they are like that. That is gonna have to be all for tonight. How to don't know how to recombine into combo. That's the problem we're having. And that is of course a problem. But for now, that is gonna have to be all from me. Like, it's midnight. We've got a good 2.5 hours. It went well. Really well. Like, everything is working beautifully, except they aren't recombining properly. Because they have no idea how, because I don't know how to tell them to yet. That's the issue with my encoding method, is that not... Okay, actually... One second. No, actually, I'm gonna have to save that for later. I'm gonna make the note to myself, though, really quickly, that the issue I'm having with parenting specifically is that, no, actually, never mind. I'll fix it later. Anyways, rating out. Who have we got today? Doll is up. We could go into Doll. Sounds like a good idea. So, yes. I had a great time. I made awesome progress. More than I thought I'd make. It isn't much, but it's great anyway. I'll see you guys next time for, something. Maybe I'll continue to working on this. But regardless, yeah, had fun. Bye.